What's happening, guys? I'm coming back with another video, and I got some stuff I want to get off my chest in this video, so let's talk. There's something very humbling. There's something very humbling about life after a situation with a narcissist where you were with them and you were probably trauma bonded, and getting out of that trauma bond and coming back to your real self again, coming back to real life, waking up again. There's something very humbling about that situation. Because once you are trauma bonded, and once they have you hooked, you are going to suffer at least a little bit. And the amount of suffering you're going to have to go through depends on how long you were with them and how much they got you hooked. But just know that if you were trauma bonded by a narcissist and you got attached to them and you got used to them, you're going to have to go through a little bit of suffering to get yourself out of that. And when you do that, you're going to come to the realization of how important peace really is in your life. And that it's the most important thing over everything else. Peace is more important than sex, money, materialistic things, and all these other things you can think about. I choose peace over sex every day of the week. Every single day. It doesn't mean I never have sex, but I choose peace first. Peace comes first. I don't go out of my way for these things. I'm not desperate for these things like a lot of other people are. And you might forever go after these things if you don't have a rude awakening in your life, because I had a rude awakening and I was just doing things, being a reckless young fella, doing whatever I want to do, not really being cautious, and you're eventually going to get caught for doing these things. And I ended up getting with somebody that I wouldn't have got with if I was in the right state of mind. Still a good looking person, but that's not everything. And you also understand that the interior is much more important than the exterior of a human being, because they can be the best looking thing you've ever seen, but if they're rotten to the core on the inside, that is useless and it will never last. That's why the interior is more important. They have to be whole themselves. They can't be broken to pieces on the inside but look the part. This is what it is. And like I said, it's a very humbling experience when you get yourself in one of these circumstances. You get trauma bonded. And you don't it's so crazy how it happens, because you don't see it happening. You don't feel it happening, because it slowly happens. They slowly gain momentum over you and you don't even notice it. You don't even notice it happening. It's not like your regular self and everything's cool and you meet this person and all of a sudden they cast a spell on you and you just feel something. It's not like this. They slowly gain momentum over you and the momentum slowly shifts over in their favor. And all of a sudden, You have them on your mind 24/7. They are stuck in your head because they made it this way. They trauma bonded you. They made it so your focus is on them 24/7. Your focus is on meeting their needs 24/7. Your entire world revolves around them and making them happy. I don't know how they do this, but they do this. It's all spiritual warfare, and they can turn the table so much to the point where your entire life is based off of them. You forget who you are. You forget everybody else in your life. And before you know it, you're flat on your face. And you're going to go through a world of hell when this happens. And it is nothing nice, and nobody understands what this is like until you go through this. Some situations are worse than others. I had a very, very bad situation that has happened to me in the past. And things even like, I catch on to these girls that try to do this shit to me today. Like, if I was still stupid and didn't have the knowledge and all this, more hurtful shit would have happened to me even this year and last year and the year before that. But I'm so good right now catching on to this shit. And I'm happy with myself. I'm not codependent. If I was, I'd probably be more dependent on somebody else, and maybe one of these people could get into my life because I'd be dependent on them. I'm using them for happiness. It's not a good way to live your life. I have so much happiness within myself, I don't need none of this shit. All I need is myself and my peace. I do the right things every single day, and the right things are going to come to me, and the right things are going to stay. And I'm going to let the right things stay. And I'm not going to push the right things away. But I will push what's not meant for me away, because I'm not going to let somebody like this come into my life again to put me flat on my face, to make me put my whole world around them and do everything for them. It's really crazy how they can do this. They make it so, like, it's hard to explain, but it's like they make it so you need to impress them. It's like they make it like they come into your life with this attitude and arrogance and ego that they are better than you when you are so lucky to have them. This is the attitude that they have. It's disgusting. And it somehow makes you think not like yourself. It's evil. They don't, like, when you're around these people, even when you're around them, you do not feel like yourself. They take you away from yourself because they are living in their ego. And if you were being yourself, your vulnerable self, like you should be able to be, you should be able to be a human being, they take advantage of this. Because they're always over the top, over the edge, thinking in their heads that they're better than everybody else, when really they're pieces of shit. Worthless, spineless cowards is what they are. Every single one of them. And this is what they have to do. That's why you can't be yourself around them. They will just walk all over you if you were being yourself. It just makes you want to punch a hole through their heads. Like, seriously. Like, what do you do with a person like this? They're literally just walking all over you. Just like it's nothing. They make you act as a character. They make you do things you wouldn't normally do. They make you think thoughts that you wouldn't normally think, and all of a sudden they leave and you feel normal again. They come around, you feel like an enemy is in sight. You feel like an enemy is right beside you. You feel like competition is here. This is what you feel like. And it's insane. People just don't, like, I'm not saying people, but these types of people, they just don't know how to be humble. They can't be. They're always trying to one-up you. Always. And even if you're better than this person, they're going to try to make you believe that they are better than you. This is the crazy thing. And these females are wicked. They are witches. I remember approaching my ex after she did what she did to me. I didn't really approach her. I did sort of, but she said something to me first. And I just walked up to her and I just felt agitated. I just felt mad. I felt not like myself. And it was just like I wanted to, like, narcissists literally make you want to hurt somebody. They make you go crazy, because I'm not like this at all. Not even a little bit. The last thing I do is want to hurt somebody. I want to make people that come around me feel comfortable. This is what I do with my friends. This is what I do with people that I actually love in my life. But when the narcissist comes around, they literally make you so mad and frustrate you and get in your head. It is nothing but evil. They literally make you want to hit somebody. It's just completely insane. But anyways, this is what you come to realize after dating with a narcissist, being with a narcissist, being involved with a narcissist, being trauma bonded in a relationship. You come to realize that peace is more important than everything else, and you might not even realize it right away, but eventually you're going to realize this. Because if you don't realize it, like, sooner than later, something else is probably going to happen to you. The universe is probably going to throw another curveball your way and make you learn your lesson. Right? Because this happened to me. Like, I feel I was in like a red pill rage. I was like in a rage after the first couple times I got shook. I was just like mad, pissed at the world, couldn't believe it. I still wasn't affecting anybody around me, but on the inside I was very mad, and people knew that. People stayed away from me, and I stayed away from people, and I was just living in my own world, living my life, working out extremely hard. And then some other stuff happened, and it's like, okay, like, I'm just going to calm down. I'm just going to, get centered. Then you start to chill and you realize, like, peace is the most important thing. Like, if I don't deal with these people, none of this shit's going to happen. Like, all these bad things are happening in my life because I'm dealing with the wrong people. I'm letting the wrong people in my life, and I'm a nice guy to the point where I do a lot that I shouldn't do for people, and I've done this a lot in the past. Because it used to be hard for me to say no, but now I'm a 0% ass kisser, and I can say no whenever I want, and I don't feel guilty for ever saying no to anybody, not even a little bit, because my health, my well-being, my mental state, my peace, all these things are very, very, very important. Because if you don't have this, you can't be good for the people that are actually in your life. You cannot be good for the people that are actually in your life and supposed to be in your life and are coming into your life. You will be a burden to these people. That's why you got to get yourself centered. You got to get yourself right. You can't be living your life reacting off a bunch of bullshit that is happening to you. Even though you made a wrong turn, even though you made a mistake, even though you were too damn nice to somebody you shouldn't have been nice to. Even though you got these wrong people in your life, and because you got tricked. They posed themselves to be somebody they weren't. They completely tricked you. They are a con artist. They are a fraud. It happens. We move on from the situation. We don't let people get over on us like this that easily ever again. We really get to know somebody fully before we fully accept them into our lives. And that's all I gotta say for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try not to stutter again. But yeah, I'll be back with another video. Until next time. Peace.